everybody, and welcome to From Shambles to Shambala in the month of November, where the light really darkens here on the Pacific Northwest coast, rainy and dark, and it can lead to a little bit of sadness and depression. Really important to remember that inner light shining inside you, to bring that light out into the world in joy and peace and harmony as we move through this time. We are being given some incredibly powerful assistance during this last time of this year, moving into the winter solstice. So I'll just give you a little bit of an overview of what seems to be coming up with real significance for this time. One of those elements is some of the more gifted spiritual teachers have been talking about this gestation period from the spring equinox right through to the winter solstice as being this time of awakening for us, so that we can rebirth ourselves into this new earth energy on the winter solstice this year. And if that's the case, then what we are being given now is this wonderful opportunity to prepare for that shift on the winter solstice. This is an astrological event, and I'll try and explain as easily as I can how this is going to work. It's pretty profound, I would say. And that is starting right at the end of October. There was the first Grand Trine in the water signs. And I'll explain this in this way, that Jupiter in Cancer and Saturn in Pisces are at a 120-degree angle. That's called a trine, and it's the most beneficial angle that planets can create. And because Jupiter is going retrograde and Saturn's very slow moving, they're going to stay in that 120-degree angle, not precise all the time, but very close to, right through to the middle of December from now. And what's going to happen is, over the course of this time, the third water sign is Scorpio, and there's what's called a stellium of planets in Scorpio, which means there are 5 different planetary systems all in the sign of Scorpio. And what's going to happen is the planets are going to move through Scorpio till they get to 25 degrees. Then they're going to hit this trine with Jupiter and Saturn one at a time. It's like a parade of planets coming into that alignment, creating this Grand Water Trine. So the Saturn and Jupiter energy in the water sign is all about our feelings and our emotions, and Jupiter in Cancer is about our family, our home life, our ancestors. Fortunately, Saturn sitting in Pisces, which is also a very spiritual sign, is holding this sense of stability in this very good refined angle between the two. So now just imagine, as each of the other planets, the internal planets, come through, they're going to carry the energy of an archetype with them, so that we can work with that archetype to clear whatever energies need to be cleared from our emotional body. So the first one actually was on the 29th of October, and that was Mars. And Mars is our masculine side. It's me, it's my needs, who I am. And so this is now looking into our own wounding that we need to clear. And so on, moving through the month. So there's going to be Venus, the Sun, the Moon has already gone through and will come back again. And then Mercury, really interestingly, is going to go retrograde. So it's going to pass over that point and come back over that point. Mercury in Scorpio is all about taking the deepest dive into our understanding, our awareness of what is taking place. So I hope you can see that there's this wonderful opportunity then for us to dig deep, Scorpio, into the deepest, darkest shadows that we need to clear as we go through this month of Scorpio, beginning right at the end of October. Coincidentally or synchronistically, when this begins on October the 29th, then we also have the first quarter moon with the Sun in Scorpio and the Moon in Aquarius, and we're now into this Aquarian age. And Pluto is conjunct in that square with the moon. So this is about our transformation, shifting us into this higher frequency of evolution. It's got this beautiful choreographed energy around it. At the same time, Oracle Girl was completing her October immersion, and she's done this wonderful job of being at Mount Kailash in the Himalayas, which is one of the most sacred, supernatural mountains in the world. And my personal belief is that she has been acting as a surrogate on our behalf, going around the mountain, completely circumnavigating it, to go through all these portal gateways of different quality, so that she's acting on our behalf to set us free. And ultimately her focus is on purification. So we've also been purified through that connection with her to Mount Kailash. And then Paddy Kota-Robles is talking about the period from the 11/11 through to the Winter Solstice. So this is all overlapping each other. And the 11/11 is always seen as a portal gateway into the higher realms. So she's now saying that we've got this wonderful opportunity to step through that portal on the 11/11, and for 40 days and 40 nights, right up to the Winter Solstice, do this deep inner work to prepare ourselves for this rebirth on the Winter Solstice. So I'm feeling as if we're being given this wonderful opportunity by the cosmos, by the sensitivity that's now arising within us, to really navigate our way through in preparation for the new Earth energy coming in. Then on top of all of that, Richard Rudd has just put out a beautiful YouTube called The Sage's Tea Party, where he's talking about what looks like to be his final preparation, if you like, for the 2027 fully embodying of the new Earth grid. So he's going to do a new transmission of the Golden Path, which is going to last this 18-month period from January 2026 through to April 2027. Now we know that he's talked about February 2027 being the key embodiment date for the new Earth grid. So this seems to me to be an opportunity for him to guide us into this new Earth grid through this golden path. It's called The Sage, and alongside the retreat that he's creating is a book. And in that book, he's covering all 64 gene keys and all the lines of all the gene keys. It's a huge piece of work. The book itself apparently is about 800 pages, but it's very poetic in nature. And I advise you to watch that YouTube, because I think it's Richard at his very best, in his poetic best. And then having watched that, you can then decide whether you feel that you want to go through that golden path again in a different way if you've already done it, or just do it for the first time, because it definitely feels like a deep and profound preparation for the next phase of our existence here on the planet. And obviously we need deep and profound assistance as we're still navigating through all of the chaos that's taking place in the world. If you do choose to join that retreat, we would love it if you would use our affiliate link to join, because then we will get some benefit from that. It won't cost you any more, but we will benefit from that if you choose to use that link. So we'd love you to do that on our behalf. Now, there's still all this chaos happening in the world. And the word that comes to me, having looked at what's happened astrologically and energetically over the last few months, is equanimity. It's holding to the center of who you really are. If the boat is rocking, keeping one foot on both sides so you balance down the center. So we want to move away from any extremes, any polarization, and hold the center and just stay in this calm space. It is the 52nd gene key, which is the gift of restraint, and the shadow is stress. So whenever you're feeling stress around what is taking place on the planet, strongly urge you to come back to center, sit quietly, feel that inner core of your true divine being settling and holding that sacred space for you. Recognizing that more and more people are waking up every single day, so we are moving towards the turn of the age. And it does feel to me as if this is the time of the reckoning, and we are observing all of this crazy stuff happening on the planet, and we're seeing it all collapsing in on itself. So we don't need to connect to it, we need to observe it while holding our center, knowing this is going to end well after we've moved through all the chaos. So there's lots of opportunity for us to do our final preparations for what is to come between now and the winter solstice. And obviously I'll be reporting back again at the beginning of December. But for now, just remember to shine your inner light out into the world as we move into the winter months, shedding all of the old stuff that no longer serves you and holding to your true core center. And I hope you have a great month.